Everybody, we are getting started with our clay today. So the supplies that you will need is a piece of paper. If you have one handy, just an extra piece of paper so your clay doesn't get stuck on the table. A pencil, preferably one that has a decent point on it for drawing. The popsicle stick, or actually it's a tongue depressor that came in your bag. You need your clay, and if you have anything for a little thing of water, you can use that. So here's a little lid, and I don't know if you can see, I barely have any water on there because this is not a clay that you want a lot of water on. So to get started, I want to go ahead and open my bag. It is nice and moist. Boy, it doesn't even want to come out of the bag. All right, here we go. And I am going to cut my clay in half this way. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to cut my clay again, not exactly in half, but if I were to make it into 3 even pieces, I'm cutting off 1/3 of the piece. Okay, so this is going to be for my details, and then these are the 2 faces that I have. So I want to stick those out of the way. So again, thirds. So on the first one here, I am just going to take this clay and squish it into my hand and go ahead. And you can roll it for a little bit, but if you roll it too much, you're going to see it doesn't make a ball. It doesn't make a sphere. It kind of makes like a top. So squishing it works better. And you're going to want to do this on both of your pieces. And to make this video a little shorter, I'm going to pause and get both of mine into spheres, and then I'll be right back. All right, so here I have both of them done, and you might see that I have these creases in here. So I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to smooth those out. These are normal things that happen when you are squishing your clay and making it change its shape. So nothing to be worried about, but let's take care of them now before we move on. Okay, better to do it now than having it get worse and having to deal with it later. So easy, easy, easy to do. Well, this one's really good. Okay, one little one right there. Now, once you're done with that, we are just going to take our hand, we're going to press down, pick up your clay piece and turn it over, and you'll see it's really flat on this side. Press down again, pick it up and turn it over. And I'm going to do this a couple times. And if you need to stand up to press down, you can do that. It's fine. All right, so when you look at this, this should look like a nice, thick cookie. It's not a cookie, don't eat it, but that is what we're going to be looking for. So we're looking at, it's like the thickness of a pencil. Here, let me show you. If I turn it this way, can you see it on the camera? Eventually I'll have it, there we go. So it's the thickness of a pencil. It's actually a little bit more. So I'm pressing the other one down because remember we're going to be doing 2 people. I did have somebody in class say, hey, could I do a pet? And I'm actually okay with that if you want to do your pet instead of a second person. So there are my 2 cookies. No, I'm kidding. They're not really cookies. They're just round pieces of clay. We call them slabs. And I'm going to go on from here. So this one, the first one, is me. So I'm going to start by pinching. Okay. And I'm going to, that's a little too much clay. Smaller than that. I'm going to make some eyes. I could even go smaller than that. I took way too much clay. All right, so here is my eyes, and they're kind of round. And I'm just going to take my fingers and kind of pinch them down into more of that football shape. So again, I'm going round, pinch it down into that football shape. Okay, so there would be my eyes. And when I attach them, I am going to take my pencil and I'm going to make some rough surface here, make some lines. This is called scoring. Score on my base. and gently press that down, trying to keep that shape. Score again here, score down here, and I'm going to press that down on there, trying to keep the shape. Now the next thing that I can do is I can take my pencil and I can press down in here and pop it out and do the same on the other one. And now I have the round part of my eyeball on there. I can take some more clay. I'm going to move this to the side. Make that ball of clay, that sphere, and I'm going to roll it. I'm going to make a coil. You probably know this like a snake, right? So there it is. And I am going to cut it, and I want two pieces that are the same size for my eyebrows. And I'm going to just roll a little bit more just on the corners to make them a little bit more pointy. And I want to check them. Are they a size that I can use? Ooh, I think they are. It's a little big. Okay, so I'm going to just take a little bit off. It's a little smaller. Same with this one. Okay, so those will work really well, and then I need to do the same thing, which is to score and score. So I'm making those marks. So this is like clay Velcro. This is what's going to sort of get together like that, and we're hoping they'll hook in, and then your pieces will be less likely to fall off. It's not perfect, but it does work really well. Okay, so there are my eyes on there. As for your nose, there's a couple ways that you can do your nose. We can just take this piece of clay that we have here. I'm going to roll it out to kind of a fat coil like this, and then I'm going to take the one end and I want to just push down on it, just on the one end to get so it gets thinner. And I can put this down on my nose, and then I want to smooth that away. It's a little too big still. So do a little bit more rolling, gentle, gentle, gentle. Okay, and I can take that extra off. I won't need that. Make this skinnier. Okay, now you might be thinking to yourself, well, that looks really weird, but that's okay. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that. So that's a decent size for me. So I'm going to score in here. I want to score on this. And I'm going to lay my nose down. And now I want to take my popsicle stick and I'm going to start to, whoops, I didn't mean to cut that off. I'm going to start to press this part of the nose down into my face. And some of it is going to roll off, and that is fine. Don't panic on that. And then if you have that water, I can just dip one finger in, and that might be too much. Let me get a little extra off. And you're going to see how wetting the clay helps it blend and move. But too much of the water is going to make it slimy. So you barely use any. So I smooth, smooth, smooth. And now that nose smooths right back in there. I don't have that extra part. If you want to cut some more off the bottom of your nose, I can do that. Cut and remove. And again, it left a little bit on there. So I can scrape it off. I can take a teeny tiny little bit of water and I can smooth that away there too. All right, so there can be my nose. Okay. If you want to go on with your nose, there's more things that you can do with your nose. Like I could take some really teeny little pieces and put them on the side, over here, the side of my nose. I can take a teeny one and put it on the top of my nose, and then I can just sort of blend them all together. You don't have to do this part, but it's an extension if you want to. Okay. And then of course I can also go back and smooth that all out. Oops, oh, I just dug my fingernail in it. All right, so there's my nose. And then for the mouth, again, it's some more coils. So I'm going to start my coil in my hand. And then I am going to roll it out over here. These are going to be my lips. Now it's way more than I need. That's okay. So I'm going to, from here, I'm going to draw very carefully. Here's my mouth. I'm going to be smiling. And I'm going to need to put my teeth on here. So I'm just drawing these lines, and you want to make them pretty far apart. You don't want to make them teeny tiny like railroad tracks. From here, I want to add my lips on top. Okay, so I have to score. Oh, look at that. Looks like I have a beard and a mustache now, doesn't it? That's awesome. And then I'm going to score on my little coil that I have here. Okay, so I'm going to put my top lip on, press that down on there, and then I'm just going to pinch off the extra, sort of flatten it on there. I can play with the shape that I want a little bit more, and then I want to do this bottom lip. Okay. So there I am smiling. Kind of got some big teeth on there, but I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with it. All right, and again, if you want to smooth that a little bit more in the corners, that is okay. There we go. And you know what? I am cracking a little bit on the edges here, so I think I'm going to take a little bit of time and smooth my edges. So I look like I have a face cookie. A bald face cookie. I don't have any hair yet. So for me, what I'm going to do for hair is I am going to take some of my clay and I'm going to be making fatter coils. Whoops. So I can add hair. My hair is wavy, so I might have to curl my pieces like so. And then I'm going to take another piece and I'm going to make another one. Right? Okay. And I'm going to add this on the other side. And another one until I have my hair on here. You don't need to do a ton of hair, but you might want to do more than one piece or something. Okay, then this might, maybe my hair overlaps a little bit like that. Oh yeah, I like that. So I'm going to turn that one and make it go like that. All right, so there is my hair. And for the sake of time, I did not do the scoring on here. I would need to take that off and do that. But I'm trying to make this video a little shorter, so pretend I did that. And then you repeat the same piece for your friend, okay, and or your pet or whatever it is that you're doing, and then we're going to actually press them together here like this. So they're going to be side by side eventually when they're done, and I will show you what that looks like in just a second. All right, you guys, so I like the idea of doing the pets, so here is my dog Maverick and me. So this is how you would put two of them together. All right, I hope you guys have fun.